Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Colleen Klimczak. I'm an organizational and productivity coach and a certified professional organizer. I own Peace of Mind Professional Organizing, LLC. Since 2003, I've been helping my clients live better lives through organizing and organizational and productivity coaching. I support my clients and my community with coaching, in-person and virtual organizing, my weekly podcast called Your Organized Life with Colleen Klimczak, a free weekly virtual productivity session called Finish Line Friday, a free weekly email newsletter, and regular content on Facebook and Instagram. I also offer presentations and professional development to groups and companies. And coming soon, I will be launching a membership circle to support my community with even more coaching and productivity content. Want to finish strong this week? Join me for Finish Line Friday every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central for a 2-hour productivity session. Drop me an email at colleen@peaceofmindpo.com or follow the Zoom room link on my Instagram or Facebook pages. Welcome to Your Organized Life, episode 99. I am sharing a public service announcement this week. So I have moved away from writing and sharing specifically organizing articles and topics, but 3 different reminders came to me yesterday, and I feel like this is a great topic for this time of year. I think I'll be sharing a video too on my YouTube channel as a trial run around this as well. Today I want to talk about your medicine cabinet. Maybe it's your linen closet. Maybe it's your kitchen cabinet. Maybe it's your dresser or your bedside table. I've even seen stuff on the coffee table. What do all of these areas have in common? These are the likely places in most homes that medications and supplements and toiletries, etc., build up and settle and slowly expire and die while no one is watching. To clarify, I'm going to talk about bathroom medicine cabinets today, but also more globally about medications and supplements in general, because not everyone stores their medications and supplements in the medicine cabinet. In my presentations, I share the definition of clutter as clutter is anything you don't need, use, or love and isn't loving you back. And, seeking the proper reference for that quote sent me down a Google rabbit hole. So if you happen to know who said it, please tell me and I will share the proper credit. I can say that Barbara Hemphill, considered one of the originators of the professional organizing industry, says clutter is postponed decisions, which is also true, and we will be making decisions today. We can see that clutter is in itself annoying and troublesome. Having clutter, seeing clutter, having to deal with clutter. But next level, clutter also covers up what we do need and we do use and we do love. And that's why it's important to get that squared away when it comes to our medications and supplements. We need to check in on our medication and clean out our medicine cabinet so as the weather gets colder, we can find what we need when we need it. My recent reminders were a conversation with an accountability partner, a client medicine cabinet project, and a reminder about COVID-19 home tests. On my biweekly call with one of my accountability partners, she mentioned she's participating in a clutter challenge where they tackle one area a day for 5 minutes. And the recent area that she was talking about was the medicine cabinet. Later that day, I worked with a client and spent 2.5 hours getting through and organizing her medicine cabinet, the area under her bathroom sink, and a bedroom cabinet. 3 garbage bags later, the job was done. And then I received an email that we can again order COVID tests free for the U.S. Postal Service. And I know without even checking that we don't have any. So I filled out the online form and my free tests are on their way. When they arrive, I will put them away in a specific place in the hall linen closet where that type of item lives. So see, obviously I was meant to talk about medicine cabinets this week. Let's get to it. So first up, if you are tackling this project, what we need to do is make some space. We want to clean off the bathroom counter, and if we're tackling that first, we want to review all the items there and purge anything that can go. We also want to collect our tools, so grab some garbage bags, a notepad or grocery list, and a freezer bag or 2. Now, open that medicine cabinet and take note of where things are now. As in, where do you always reach for your toothbrush? Or where do you always keep the first aid items so that you can find a Band-Aid in a flash? Then take it all out. Yes, all of it. And wipe down all the surfaces. Yes, all the surfaces. Let's face it, it is likely you have not cleaned out the medicine cabinet in a while or maybe even ever, and the surfaces could be sticky and dusty from years of neglect and who knows what. So I'm saying this about the medicine cabinet, but really what I'm recommending is that we collect all the things. And what I mean by that is collect all the medication from all of those different areas that I mentioned at the top of the episode. So kitchen, bathroom, linen closet, bedside table, bring them all together or tackle them individually, but tackle them back to back. It's your choice, really, but please consider this as a theme and tackle them all within a short amount of time because there's typically so much overlap. A reminder, too, that too many spaces for storing our medications can lead to duplicates. It can lead to a forest of partially used products, and it can lead to items that expire before they can be fully used up. And with many storage spaces, we still can't find what we need when we need it. So, purge, right? Purge what needs to go and take notes of what you purge. So this is the step that we are making decisions. We want to review. Pick up and look at each item. Item by item, look at expiration dates, intended use, and just how it looks. If a medication is expired, you likely need it to go. I'm not going to go into the whys and hows in this episode. You can look it up online if you want. I'm fine with that. But I'm going to be the one to tell you if it's expired, you likely need it to go. You can let it go into the trash if it's an over-the-counter item and into that freezer bag that I mentioned earlier to be dropped off at a hazardous waste collection site or event if it's a prescription medication. And if a medication doesn't look right, doesn't seem like the right color, isn't the consistency you expected it to be, do not consume it. It is likely that needs to go too. Better safe than sorry. And we also need to remember that sometimes things expire to us. For example, a client had bottles of infant Tylenol and teething gel, and her baby was 6 years old. So those things weren't expired in general, but they certainly were expired to them. Make a note of what you purge as you go through this process. If it's an item that you still need to have on hand, add it to your shopping list. I'll talk about this more in a minute. There are some things that you likely need to have on hand. Of course, cooler weather is coming and with it a higher possibility of illness. The next thing to consider is that location and containers matter. Once you've reviewed your medications and supplements, it's time to put them back away. Consider how and where you want to put things back. Consider who is using the medications or if they need to be kept out of reach of children or pets. Keep in mind, too, that often medicine cabinet shelves are adjustable. On the recent client project that I mentioned, I took out a shelf and adjusted the other shelf to better accommodate tall items that this client was struggling to store. I have a very short shelf in my own medicine cabinet for combs and toothbrushes, which leaves more room on other shelves for taller things. Another idea, years ago I worked with a client who is a nurse and suggested that she sort her medication in her cabinet into 2 baskets in her cabinet. One for chronic issues like daily medications and supplements, and one for acute issues like I have a cold or I have an upset stomach. This idea really resonated with her, and we put the daily basket on the lower shelf because it was easier to access and right at eye level. As you assign a home for your medications and supplements, please consider that warm, damp areas are the worst place to keep your medications and supplements. Extreme heat or damp can negatively impact the quality and efficacy of a medication. And, of course, bathrooms and kitchens tend to be warm and damp. So if you need to store medications or supplements in the bathroom or kitchen, at least make sure that they are out of direct sunlight and away from heat sources like your stovetop or oven. Now, you all know I rarely tell people to buy containers, but medication needs to be easily identified, within code, readily accessible, and within reach. With these qualifications in mind, we can see that medications and supplements can benefit from storage in specific containers. My recommendation is clear storage containers for storing and accessing medications. Measure your space and order accordingly. My favorite source is Amazon, but you can find similar items at your big box home goods stores or the container stores. And again, if you just put in the Amazon search bar, clear storage containers, and measure your space, you will be able to find lots of solutions. I'm sorry to say, but if you have wicker in your bathroom or in your kitchen for storing medications and supplements, wicker is gross. Sorry. Especially for medications and toiletries and supplements. It harbors dust and moisture. It doesn't contain leaks. They are typically not a standard size, and wicker is impossible to deep clean. Please consider those clear containers for storage of your medications and supplements. Now, how to responsibly dispose of medications that you need to part with, right? Great question. Over-the-counter medications are typically safe to put in the trash. I mentioned that earlier. Do not flush any medications down the toilet, as they should not be in our water supply. This is the other reason why today is a public service announcement. October 26th, 2024 is a National Take Back Day. Take Back Days happen in April and October and are national initiatives from the DEA to help the public properly and safely dispose of unused and unwanted medications. Check out the DEA website or just Google Take Back Day, October 2024, for locations and events in your community. In addition, many municipalities have permanent drop-off containers for every day. For example, I can drop off unwanted prescription medications at my local police department. The other important next step is to restock any medications that you needed to purge so that you have the items on hand when you need them. You know you and your household the best, but there are also some medications that we're all recommended to have on hand, such as an antihistamine for allergic reactions, or acetaminophen or Tylenol, or ibuprofen or Advil for fevers, etc. I Googled medications that everyone should have on hand, and there were great articles from the Cleveland Clinic and even Mayo Clinic on what we need to have. So please Google that question for yourself and find those answers for yourself to restock your medicine cabinet for fall. This is a great project to work on in general, as it improves your health and also saves money by helping you focus on what you have and what you need and purging the rest. And who doesn't like clearer spaces in your bathroom or kitchen? Give it a try. Support around getting things done is what productivity coaching is all about. If it's time to invest in yourself and explore coaching for organizing and productivity, I would love to hear from you. Drop me a line via email at colleen@peaceofmindpo.com or message me through any of my social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Thanks so much, and talk to you next week.